Welcome back, everybody. Charles is here hanging out with me, and today we have a very special guest. Shy is here with us.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, there it was
Hello.
again.
It's flashing.
Yeah,
Did you see
You're
the
getting
flash? It might be this. I'm thinking it's this light right here.
it's the light messing with you.
Every once in a while, there's just this angelic flash. I understand like where I'm at, right? But
You want me to move you around?
oh, that's too much me. See, there it is again.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's the halo.
Yeah, my face might be too white. And the reflection. I've got some Scottish in me, so in the wintertime.
It's wintertime in
Oh
Wisconsin.
my god, it just keeps doing it. I'm gonna
It just
shut this
keeps doing.
up. I'm gonna see.
It's not. You're not going to be able to fix it. 'Cause it's the camera doing it. It's AI.
Yeah,
So
crazy.
yeah, you're screwed with that one.
Blurry. Buy something on sale. I guess it's on sale for a reason, right? You know.
No, it's just that's just the way they make shit. That's China, Japan, South Korea, whatever. Just call it what you want. Still shit. Timu.
Chin.
Enough about me and my crazy face. We have a guest
All
here
right.
with us.
Yeah. So how this all came about, I guess I can explain it a little bit. She probably can explain it better. But I believe I started following you on, I think it was Facebook first, and then I got
It's
your
TikTok.
TikTok, and then Facebook page, and then that's followed the boxing, and then yeah, we're here. So
We are. Yeah.
yeah, we're here.
Tell us a little bit about you, the person, and then you, the fighter. This is exciting for me.
Okay. Yeah. Born and raised South Dakota, super small town. Been there all 27 years of my life. I actually just started moving to Florida now for the fighting. Been a welder mechanic my whole life, ranch hand, grew up like small country farm life kind of stuff. So always
Nice.
stuck to things like that. And about like 6-7 years ago, I piqued an interest in fighting. Always wanted to do boxing. I have a lot of boxing in the family. My grandpa was a Golden Glove boxer in the Navy. My uncle was
Oh,
a Golden
nice.
Glove boxer. Yeah, so it runs a little bit in the family. So yeah, I just piqued an interest in it and ended up running with it. I did MMA before I did boxing, and so yeah, all just tied together.
Yeah.
She likes to hit people. This
I
just
like
comes down to she likes to hit people. It's not just for fun. She just likes to hit people.
It's kind of for fun.
I'm just so I'm a former infantryman. So combatives is a little bit in my life. I've never thought in my life, you know what? I want to go punch people for money, which is like an amazing thing. Realistically,
I've done it for free up to this point.
Yeah, you don't get paid until you freaking make it to the
Yeah.
big time. She
Yep.
got belts though, Charles. Ask her about her belts.
Belts,
Belts. Yeah.
belts,
So
belts.
I actually I was National Guard for a while. I was in for a year actually, and then I ended up with a shoulder injury that I got honorably discharged with.
Okay.
And so it qualified. We had it's a big promotion, but you have to be military, previously military, EMT, firefighter, police department.
Yeah.
Also, dog wants in on this.
Oh, hello, puppy.
Dogs are all pets are welcome on the show. As
Yeah.
cats and dogs are always
All of them.
wandering around here.
And so I ended up in a promotion because I qualified to be in there because I was previously military. And so they were like, "Hey, we have a big fight coming up in Montana. Do you want to come fight up in Montana?" And so what it does is it raises money for veterans foundations.
Yeah.
And so it's super cool. It's all a charity event. And so I was like, yeah, that'd be totally awesome. I'd love to. And so I took one boxing match previous to that in South Dakota, and it was just like a super kind of last minute thing. It was actually a strongman competition. So just anybody showed up, you sign up, and then you just fight. And so I jumped in and I won that one. And then So I told him like, heck yeah, I'd love to come box in Montana. Sounds like a lot of fun. I'd love to. And so they were like, what if we made it a belt fight? And I was like, I don't have any belts, so that'd be cool. I'd love to.
Give me a belt.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and so I went up to Billings, Montana, and I fought a correctional officer out of Billings and ended up winning. So that was like my first little start. That was super exciting. And then they invited me to Louisiana for Battle of the Badges, which is where I guess like it all started. That's the big Battle of the Badges. It's huge. They've been doing it. I think this year was their 19th year running doing it. And so, like I said, it benefits veterans. They have all these different foundations that they put it towards. A lot of really cool things that they help people with. And so they're like, we'll pay for your ticket for you to come down here. And then they were like, we would love to make it a belt fight as well, since you just fought for a belt in Montana. Like, we'd love to run another belt. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, sure. Yeah, I'm in. And so I flew down to Louisiana. I was in Monroe, Louisiana. And I ended up winning that fight as well. We went to decision and won that belt. And then I went to Casper, Wyoming 13 days later and fought for a third belt. And it's all amateur. It was amateur belts, but I fought for an amateur belt, and we were main event down there. And her and I we were main event, so we had 5 rounds, and they were 2-minute rounds, I think, 2 or 3 minute rounds. And I ended it 4th round by knockout. So that was super exciting. It was my first knockout ever, so I was super excited about that.
So explain that a little. Explain that because when you're in the moment, the adrenaline is just kicking. Explain, if you can, to listeners and fans, a compared, we'll call it, civilian feeling in that moment. How was your first knockout?
Ooh, that is hard, because I manifested it before I went in. I was like, you know what? I'm on a witness, like I'm on my first knockout. That's how I want this to go.
The power of the mind, absolutely. Yeah,
it was super, super exciting. I don't know. I always tell people that there's no comparable high to getting in the ring and fighting. Even when you lose, like it's just a different high that you don't really get anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
I've been punched in the face a bunch. It's great.
But then put you on a spotlight with people watching you just get punched in the face.
Yeah. Explain that too a little bit. Like, how was the first time walking in, just punching someone in the face and hearing the crowd just scream? Is that like extra fuel in a moment where it's absolutely needed?
It's super crazy. Yeah, my first fight I started MMA, and my first fight was on my 21st birthday in hometown. And she was also a hometown girl. We're friends now and everything. And
let me beat your ass. I'll buy you a crepe afterwards. I promise.
Yeah. When we bought each other beers at the end of it.
It's a story around a lot of MMA fighters and boxers in general. Yeah, you build some kind of crazy ass bond, yelling at each other, beating the hell out of each other, and then hugging at the end.
That has by far been my favorite fight, because it was not only was it my first fight, it was my 21st birthday, but she had quite a few other belts under her. Quite a few other fights under her belt. She was really tough.
Yeah.
Super skilled and talented too. And just tough as a freaking nail. And we went all 3 rounds and just beat the brakes off each other. I had blood vessels busted in my eye. We both had matching black eyes, busted noses, busted mouths, and everything. And the whole arena was just going crazy, because both 2 hometown girls going at it.
Oh yeah.
And at the end of it, they bought me beer for my birthday, and we sat and talked, and everybody else was just buzzing around us.
21st birthday, just bloody face, bloody nose, bent lip out to the side.
We're floating around the fans. I guess some of the interesting conversations you've received from fans.
Yes. Her and I have gone over that. She actually sent me something that was not suitable for work, Charles. And let her explain this one to you, because holy shit is all I can say.
All right,
this is interesting.
We're ready, because listen, we understand that there's this 10%, right? When you're talking about everything, there's a 10%. There's a 10% number of males. And when we're talking like 300 million people here, 10% is kind of a large number. So I'm assuming,
according to her, it's more than 10%. That's the only thing I'm going to lead with. It might be more than 10% with her.
All right.
It's,
All
I
right.
get it for
Foundation laid. Here we
sure. Oh,
go.
it's so funny. So yesterday I just like, when I get up in the morning, I'll do my morning routine and stuff. And then my Snapchat, I'm about to 7,000 followers, I think. So my Snapchat's pretty actively going. So I get all sorts of stuff. I get a really cool mix of people that tell me good things that happened in their life and achievements and gym stuff. It's a really cool mixture of that. But then I get this whole other side of it where people are like, always, do you have an OnlyFans? And I'm like, no. And they're like, you'd make millions. So I'm used to getting the random dick pictures, the random, hey girl, you up? What, you sell content, all this kind of stuff. And so I'll just click through, open people's shit, and if it's people that I'm friends with or I'm like have normal conversation with, I'll be like, hey, yeah, how's it going, blah blah blah. And so I'll interact with people. I love interacting. I'm super social. And so I opened one, and my dogs are sitting there like both wanting attention. So I'm like scratching heads, talking, and then I'm like looking at the same time. And there's a filter on this video that somebody sent me, and so I'm like not really processing what's going on, but they're like setting up their camera. Then he takes a step back, and he's completely naked with like a bar stool. And he starts like dancing on the bar stool.
If I had to,
The
I told her,
pony.
I said, was it Pauly D from freaking from
pony.
Jersey Shore?
Was he from New Jersey? Like,
I don't know. Could have been.
Graphically, maybe we're trying to find an excuse for this type of behavior, but
there's no excuse, Charles.
Yeah,
it's just
obviously
men.
there's
men being men. Gross men being men.
I've never received something like that before, and so I was laughing so hard. But I have it covered up. Can I show it on the screen?
We don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
So I sent it to like my sisters and my best friend. I was like, you guys, like, this is what I got going on today. And so I have to show. This is the kind of shit I get.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't even know what's happening crazy until it happens.
Wow.
It's not,
No, but we're getting the we're definitely getting the idea.
Oh my gosh, I'll have to send it to you because you can't.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't even justify what's going on here.
Oh.
It was so.
Charles will break it down.
I guess the question that I would have to ask here, the one that I'm most curious about, is that have you talked to any like female, or do you know any female that's, yo, I just had this dude hit me up on Snapchat and straight up barstooled that dick, and I was like, yo, come right over, and it was the best night of my life.
Right. He didn't. We never had a conversation before this at all. I don't know who this person is, and I just opened it, and then I closed it. I'm like,
right.
Then I reopened it because I was laughing so hard, and I had to show my friends and my sister and stuff.
Right.
This guy is Charles. This guy. This is what I think. This guy's throwing his entire fucking game out there.
Right.
This is it. This is all I got.
He was throwing it in the circle. He was going for it.
The best way I've heard bar dating described is if you're a dude, it's like a batting average. You go out and you can strike out 7 times, 9 times, but if you get 1 to 3 hits, you're hitting like 243, 300, and as a dude, you're doing okay in the bar status.
Yeah, it's
is
average.
this dude thinking that in the Snapchat world, right? Like he's like, I just gotta send out 100 of these, and if one bites back, I'm gold.
I'm not a woman. I'm not a woman. She's a woman. Out of 9 times out of 10 that people open that, how many times do you think that move is gonna work, or the person's gonna either be completely disgusted? Yeah.
I get people ask me, be like, are your tits real? And I'm like, first off, there's barely anything there. So that's a super invalid question. Because if
Aren't you glad we don't get these questions?
Would probably know. But I was like, what makes you feel like this is okay to just ask people that?
All right, check this out, because they're obviously struggling. So I'm gonna help these dudes out real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a perfect one-liner, right? All you got to do is ask how much a polar bear weighs. And if they respond back, you go, enough to break the ice. How's your day going?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm married though. I got mine
for compliments. If you compliment like a girl's eyes, or just be like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, I think you have beautiful eyes. There's so many options.
Yeah.
Like, why opt for the most awkward, random?
where does, hey, are your tits real? Like, where are you reading this works?
Yeah, I had somebody send me a dick, or what? No, what was it? I posted something on Snapchat about being sick. I was like, man, if I get another cold in the next month, I'm gonna freaking lose it. And he replied back, "Are you horny?" And I was like, get fucked. And he was like, you don't have to be so aggressive. You could just politely decline. And I was like, or you could just
That was an aggressive approach.
You're the aggressor. You're the aggressor. All right. Okay. We see where this is going already.
I had anger issues and I needed some help on that.
Oh my God. Well, like me, my wife, I asked her out to ice cream. I did pick her up and take her 45 minutes into the middle of nowhere with no telephone service.
She
But we had
trusted you,
really
man.
good
Yeah.
ice cream. And it all stemmed from this Facebook post about the Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Those work, right?
Yeah.
Those, I've never in my life have I ever met a story where it was like, oh yeah, no, he sent me a dick pic and it was the biggest one I've seen. I knew I had to attach myself to it right away.
That's what it's going on Facebook now, but there's this thing going around where people are like, ladies, I have never found an extremely attractive man and sent him a picture of my flaps.
I just like
It's
usually things stick around because like it's new-ish still,
Yeah.
or it works, right?
Yeah.
I've never met
There's
anyone where it works, and this isn't new.
I've
You
never
get-
seen someone chasing dick clout, Charles. That's what he's chasing.
That's
He
crazy.
probably didn't even want you to respond with anything other than, "Oh my God, that was awesome," or "That was the best thing I've ever seen or seen all day." Because
Oh man,
it
you
seems
give
like
Chris
he
Farley and Patrick Swayze a run.
he wanted validation that you liked what he sent you. I think that's
Yeah.
just what it all comes down to. Maybe he's self-conscious, but in a way that we all sit here and think that he's got a lot of confidence because he sends that, but in reality, he probably is.
There's
My
some
life sucks.
security there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've resorted to just being like, what's wrong with it? And they're like, what do you mean? What's wrong with it? And then they're like, block me. I'm just like, it just sorted itself out.
So tiny. So tiny.
It's so hard. I don't.
They can
Like I told
argue.
Charles this.
They can argue if you say something about it being small, but if you say what's wrong with it, now they're like,
What do you mean?
what do you mean? Yeah.
What are you talking about? What did you say that I didn't see?
What? Yeah, exactly. And
I
it's
guess the hardest part about hearing that would be the objective viewpoint.
Yep.
Hey, it's an objective viewpoint. It's
But it hits the ego as a guy. Like a
You know,
woman, you can say something and she's just gonna block you or tell you to go fuck yourself. But if you're a guy, you're like, you're just gonna eat at you and fester for the rest of
I
your
don't-
fucking life.
I don't block people because I'm like, I'll challenge you. I've worked in the trades for so long. I'm used to
Yeah.
working with guys.
Well,
and-
you're used to cat calling and guys
Yeah.
being obnoxious. Yeah. I worked in the trades too. I might have been one of those guys when I was younger in my 20s, but I don't think I ever remembered doing it to the point where we were just like messing with people. We weren't like
Right.
trying to hook up with anybody.
you know,
Well,
I
like,
grew up. My
too.
mom watched a lot of those like crime shows, like a lot of Law and Order, SVU, and shit.
Yeah.
So I went through life thinking if you weren't saying
Cops
yes
are
the
coming to
whole
get you.
time, I was going to jail for rape. So like my whole life was just more or less. I didn't want to hear the dun dun or
Yeah.
end up in some motherfucking Hallmark situation. Right? Like,
Yeah.
those are
Yeah.
life rules, right? Does this feel like a plot to a Hallmark story? If yes, get out. You don't have to see the ending. They all end the same way.
Hers wasn't Hallmark though, it was Pornhub. So it wasn't even close.
Did you order this extra small pepperoni pizza? I'm not sure. I haven't watched them in so long. It's one of those worlds.
You need to remake that one and do the dick in a box, the Saturday Night Live skit. Just freaking
Yeah.
edit it. I'll do a cap cut with it and freaking just be like dancing around. There's so many things,
Yeah.
and that's the
Oh,
sad thing
man,
is
the
you can
internet is
out
so
somebody
fun.
like that, but it isn't going to matter to them because they really don't care. I'm not one for doxing anybody either. Like I
No.
don't care what you do, but if you start messing with somebody's family, I guess that's where you draw the line.
Yeah.
That kind of
It's-
stuff is still offensive, though.
The internet
I'm not
just
above screenshotting it and sending it to their family though.
Oh, you know how
No.
much you know how much that would make him panic.
Oh, I've done it a couple of times.
I don't know.
My
I don't
God.
listen.
And
Okay,
it's
so
people that I've known personally, and it's you wouldn't do this
Damn.
in real life to me ever. So why would you get the nerve to do this to me online? So here's your mom, here's your sisters, here's your uncles. Click. Everybody enjoy the show because this is what I got.
it's like that country song by what's his face. You can do whatever you want online.
Oh, Brad Paisley.
Brad
That's a
Paisley.
country
Yeah.
song?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. I remember. Yeah. It's
I
coming
just-
back to me now.
Why?
I don't
Why
like
do?
being that person though, because it's like it just ruins. It puts such a damper on things. Because I'm a pretty laid back, cool person. I like socializing and I like meeting people. And I know that there's something below the surface of what they're trying to do. I know that there's a person there that's probably a decent person. But if you're looking for love, there's plenty of online dating sites. Like you don't have to send.
And this week and next week are the two most active weeks for online dating sites. You get the most responses, and I watch a lot of news.
Are you talking about that week?
daytime
I
news.
thought it was the week before Valentine. Okay, this is something that I think you and I looked up. We didn't start the podcast until April last year, but I think I had this idea in my head well before you and I even got together with this. But I had an idea for a Valentine skit where Charles and I, it would be you and me, go undercover. Mandy and Rachel probably aren't going to like this, but we get a burner phone. We get a burner phone.
Yeah.
And you and I try to get a Valentine's date, and we find a picture of we're gonna catfish somebody. This is that we find like the ugliest dude ever that can't ever get laid, and we're gonna get that guy a girlfriend.
There you go.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker: we're gonna find another catfish.
We could do like
a catfish, Charles.
We could do that too. Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of options. I do
It's
like
not hard to find a
the whole
bot online.
dude. Or maybe we can help somebody find love.
Maybe
that's what
okay, even better. And then we
Maybe
can
we-
also
maybe we
review it
can-
at the same time.
Yeah, maybe we can just find somebody who has given up, and we hitch them. We will spit the
ordained.
fuck out of them.
Get
Charles,
ordained.
you're an ordained minister.
I am.
Get him married.
Yeah, I'm ordained.
Ooh.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, we could do that. I can marry you or bury you. It's all the same to me.
I take the
it's all the
latter
same
of
price.
that one.
It's all the same price. I'm super cheap. Super cheap.
Super cheap.
So
I got married in Vegas at one point, so I feel that. At one point, yeah. It was short lived.
you're in the greater number on the percentages when it comes to marriages in Vegas. There's the small positive there. The smaller number.
We went together, but
that's that still fits in the same. Was there a Taco Bell close by? I heard if there's a Taco Bell close by, your statistical chances are increased slightly.
Of getting a divorce?
That's delicious.
No, by staying married.
Really?
Yeah. Like the percentage of people who stay married after being married in Vegas is much smaller than the ones who divorce after being married. But I heard if the chapel that you get married at is next to a Taco Bell, your numbers increase slightly.
How many Taco Bells are there in fucking Vegas?
Honestly, I'm making the whole thing up.
I don't think there was one. I got married at the Tropicana.
There's the one Taco Bell, and it's the super expensive one.
Yeah,
it's like the one with Wagyu beef.
My only experience with Vegas was like your opposite of The Hangover. I don't even know if I've ever.
You ended up in the basement, not the floor,
no,
or the roof. That scared the shit out of me.
No, it was just I got stuck in a fucking airport for 4.5, 5 hours on the way back. And then on the way there, our hotel room wasn't ready. And we walked the strip. And then walking the strip, we got jaywalking fucking tickets. I mean, it was in Vegas. Like, how the fuck do you even do that?
Yeah, everybody jaywalks in Vegas. That's wild.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody fucking does. It's like bums shitting in public in New York City. Like, you expect it down in the subway that dude's going to be taking a piss when you come around the corner. It's inevitable.
You must have looked like a tourist or something, bro.
I did. I'm sure I looked like a tourist.
He packed sweaters. He's not from here.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, too. A lot of people, when we used to go out west for work, a lot of people like you probably have a similar accent to Charles and I do. We have this like Midwestern, we say words
Most
different.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we go out west and like they don't like the way we say Coke or Pepsi. And I want Charles to go out and to Vegas to experience this so that they're going to tell you exactly where you're from. The
Yeah.
bartender will tell you exactly where you're from
Yep.
because
Yeah,
they
I
get
say
so
soda.
many of them. Soda. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you don't even have to say it like
Soda
that.
too.
Say it. Yeah.
Soda.
Try to say it the Eastern way. Try to say it like a New Englander. So, soda.
Am I close?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never talked like that before. I just remember going
How
to
do they
Boston.
say it?
A
I don't
boot?
know.
Oh,
The
well,
boot?
you sound like you
Call
have
it?
to help.
Call it? I just remember going to Boston a couple of years ago for work, and the guy said some weird line. We were crossed, and he said, "Get the fuck out of here, Jay," or A. And I was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Just get across the goddamn road." And I was like, "Okay." And then he
Okay.
like gave us the thumbs up and shit. And then he was like, "Have a good day."
Yeah, they're like,
Super nice, but mean at the same fucking
Yeah.
time.
yeah, I've heard that. They're like, we don't have patience. We don't have time for like small pleasantries and stuff. It's
No.
like, get the fuck out of here.
Is that Boston?
Yeah.
The only time I was ever in Boston, I used to do work for Certapro Painters, and Marvin Windows had a bonding agent in their paint fail, and so you had two options. You could either get brand new windows, but you would have to pay for the installation, or you would have a crew like ours. I got fucked stories for days from Pro, but anyways, you got a crew like ours that would come in and we'd take all your windows out, we'd scrape all your frames, we'd fucking paper all your shit, and then repaint your damn windows. But
Yeah.
most of the time it was like 60 to 150 windows per house, right? So we ended up having to get a code to get into the code for the double gated community here in this Boston place. But anywho, while we were there, one of the people working with us, like him and his significant other would argue often. And we were all in this tiny ass hotel room. And me and the other dude looked at the guy and was like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Go argue somewhere else. We don't want to hear it.
No shit.
Well, it was like an hour and a half. And we're like, oh shit, let's go down and smoke and make sure he's okay. We're Boston, like downtown Boston. And this dude is in a Carhartt jacket and he's got ripped holes in his sweatpants. And he's got just like that trailer park blotchy white person beard. And he's just a bigger dude. No, you're like the 1 inch little swirly patches of hair and shit. Like,
yeah.
He's got alopecia in his beard. Is that what you're talking about?
I guess
It's
that'd be the
alopecia,
best
but
way
it's like
to
dyed
explain it.
alopecia.
Yeah. There's just some people who don't have ancestral warriors in their blood.
No, they're not Vikings. They were pilgrims.
It
Whatever
is
you
what
want
it
to
is.
call them.
You 45% of the time, 45% less you get knocked out if you got a beard. Just throwing that out there.
What?
The
Swear to
padding.
God.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
She's got to take a good look at you with the
I've
one
never
eye.
been
Like,
out, and I don't have a beard, so
he's got a big old beard.
I'm just saying. These
It's
are
amazing how
these
many
are
people
numbers.
have come on
These
this
are numbers.
podcast and commented on Charles's beard, saying, "I wish I could grow a beard like that."
It's
And then
crazy.
here, Charles has this massive beard, and I've just got this tiny little boy beard. And Charles has this big mane. He's a big alpha lion, and here I am over this little cub going. And the sad thing is, I'm 6 years older than Charles. And I still can't grow the fucking thing. It's like, come
I
on,
told you I'm Scottish, bro. It's all
must
Viking.
be it's gotta be
Hey.
something like
It's
that.
all
Probably
Viking. Yeah, it's all Viking. Except
Yeah.
no one else in my family grows a beard
That's
like this.
see, that's what we could do. We could do a DNA
all
test, find out how we're mongrels.
Yeah. I've got one. I'm
You got
98 like 98% Northern European.
You already
Almost
know.
all Scottish. A little bit of French. Yeah, I hail from the Corlett family. Some royal bullshit over in Scotland. We've got our own crest, and we hailed from the Isle of Man. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm pretty sure that's not Scottish. So, anywho, we go downstairs to smoke this cigarette to look for this dude, right? In Boston. And can't fucking find him. What the fuck? So we start walking around for like an hour and a half, like just downtown Boston looking for this dude. Finally pull over the cops, and I give the cops the same damn description that I give you. And I'm like, I know it's going to take 24 hours, but if you find this white boy in a ditch somewhere, he's ours. Can you please come get us? We were pretty sure he was going to be dead. It turns out the son of a bitch took a bus to a train to another train, and then a train to a bus, and then that bus took him like 12 days to get home. And we were at his house waiting for him. Yeah, he ended up getting into an argument with his woman and was just like straight fuck y'all. And yeah, it was a chain there because we were working on a house of a woman who just divorced a lawyer, but no, every time we would show up to work, like she was in the hot tub with a different dude. Every fucking day, dude.
His story becomes the pool boy was fucking the lady that won the house.
Dude, these stories continue to get crazier and crazier. The West Virginia guy up in the mountains.
Oh, jumping on him one of these days.
Oh
yeah.
My God. Yeah.
So I've been talking to her about this, Charles, and I was gonna run it past you, but I figured even if you guys weren't on board with it, I was gonna do it.
Solid.
Shy and I were talking about sponsorship for the podcast to get it when she does go to her bare knuckles to get the logo on her shorts.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. That'd be so cool.
I told her we're in the middle of merging our podcast company right now, but it's definitely something that we want to look at ASAP.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely. Anywhere we could put these faces. Yes.
We don't need it's this. It's not the face. There's no face.
But if you follow the logo, it leads you to these two faces right here. That's what I'm saying. All right.
Charles,
no, I agree. Listen, the fighting world blew my mind. Some of the stats I was looking into. Worldwide estimated fan base for MMA. Yeah. Do we know what this is? Estimated.
I'm gonna say it's got.
I'll tell you the NFL before you guess. 180 million.
I'm gonna say it's 170 million.
300 million to 550 million.
European,
and boxing too, added into this, fighting in general. Yeah. If you add the boxing into it, the fighting worldwide market is 550 million. Wow. The MMA market by itself is 300 million. It's the third largest market in the sports world.
700 million, behind, so pushing.
Yeah, behind soccer and cricket.
Yeah, cricket.
So
cricket.
BKFC, I signed to fight for bare knuckle boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is my first pro contract, but they have, I think, if I remember correctly, they have the first sanctioned bare knuckle legal boxing like promotion in the United States since it was banned.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And it's growing pretty rapidly too. It's really starting to take off a lot.
Well, we told him we want to be like Barstool. We want to be like those guys so that we can, if she wins and we sponsor, we want to get like a little, we want to, we're going to get rings made. Or a plaque.
When you win, it doesn't matter. Absolutely.
We're going to fly down there to Florida and we're all going to have we're going to have a family picture, like a family reunion picture. And all of us are going to have our rings on.
Yep.
So how is transitioning from little old South Dakota to Florida?
It has to go on the right or left hand, okay?
Yeah.
Because we got to fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
That's too good.
It's been my logo forever. I got it on here too.
That's my credo.
It is. It has been for such a long time. It's funny. So say that again. Transition from South Dakota to
Florida. Yeah. How has that been?
I love the hot weather. I love humidity. I came down actually early last year. I think it was like June or July. We came down for bare knuckle matches. One of my friends from South Dakota actually fights for bare knuckle, and he has for a couple years. And he was fighting down in Tampa. We all went down together and supported, went together as a team and stuff. And I just loved it. I fell in love with it. I love the beach. I've always wanted to live somewhere warm. I actually looked at moving to Texas a few years ago, and that was in the works, and then it didn't work out. And now that I'm a divorcee and can live my life as a little free bird, I fucking packed up all my shit and took off.
Shy, tell me about when you and I started talking. All right, so when we started talking about this podcast thing, she was on this kick where she was gonna fucking come to Wisconsin, Charles, and sit down with us. And I was like, we gotta find a venue. Like we do a virtual podcast until we freaking get our sponsorship, and then Charles and I want the studio, but we do just fine doing virtual, and it's a lot easier for the people that we have on it. We've had a lot of people on from all across. Lady from Australia was our first ever.
I have.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. That was a crazy one.
I
Yeah, she ran a gambling. What was it, Charles? An underground
More or less, yeah.
shopping
Shoplifting. Yeah,
shoplifting
yeah.
ring.
The
Yeah,
shoplifting mob. Yeah,
yeah.
Where are you guys at? Are you guys in Green Bay?
yeah, we're just south of Green
Oshkosh.
Bay.
Yeah,
Oshkosh.
Yeah.
ish. Yeah, both of us live in small towns, so
I'm only 7 hours away from you guys right now. I'm in Indiana.
yeah.
It was super doable. Could have spent the day together drinking beer and talking.
What if it- yeah, we'll have to start doing. We'll have to start doing live episodes.
Yeah, we're gonna start
Or-
networking next year. Once we get this whole network thing off the ground, this media company, we're gonna start doing a lot more traveling around in person. I don't know if you watched any, like the Charles and I went and interviewed a bunch of people at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, and
I saw that.
we just fucked around with that. But
Yeah.
it seems like we can do something with it. Just except we don't get a bunch of those crazy people like that drunk lady that rolled in. It was like trying to steal the spotlight from those poor people
Camera
from
and a microphone.
fucking
Oh my
New
God.
Orleans.
Yeah, I think the place we're discussing for our near future is Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what that brings. That
Yeah.
would be fun.
Yeah, even if we can get it would be what would be realistically what would be the best idea is if we could get a small little conference room or something rented out where we could have enough people come and get some food catered in or something and just have a big group of people meet together.
We should look into the 441 building in Appleton.
Ooh.
It
Yeah.
sounds majestic. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the tallest building. I think it's 12 stories or something. It's
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
it's
Ooh.
Appleton skyscraper.
Is that down in Nashville?
No, actually, that's in Appleton. Just
It's right by
just
Charles.
just by us.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Actually, a buddy of mine had brought up too how Wisconsin doesn't have a hockey team. Something about the Green Bay Packers stopping the NHL from coming in.
They've got the Admirals down in Milwaukee is the closest they got.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I felt like Wisconsin was a huge place for hockey. That's crazy.
Minnesota, you guys
Oh.
probably had more of it in South Dakota and North Dakota than we did. Because you guys I guess what Minnesota's like the hockey capital, like outside of Canada. That
Canada.
New York, I think. Yeah.
Michigan, it's pretty big in Michigan.
Yeah.
Actually, one of those NHL classics every few years is done up in the Upper Peninsula there.
Yeah, they do it up in the
But they keep
Houghton.
sending. It's so fucked up. They keep sending Canadian teams. The Detroit Red Wings are fucking down below the bridge. Like, why wouldn't you bring them up one fucking time?
Right.
But the two times they've done it, they've been two separate ass Canadian teams. I'm like, what the fuck is this, eh?
Yeah. Charles, it's like
It's
like that
time,
one
this
movie
shit's
with
all
John
fucked up.
Candy. Maple syrup is running over the American flag.
Oh, that
Ooh.
Escanaba into Moonlight just fucked
I
everything.
love maple syrup. That's a good one.
We do. We like maple syrup. As Americans, we like maple syrup.
Oh, yeah.
kind of a cliche
6.7
thing.
pounds of candy annually. That's that. On average, your average American consumes 6.7 pounds of candy per year.
And we found out we can't figure out who made Skittles.
Yeah, we still have no idea who made Skittles. Yeah, check this out,
Yeah.
right? 1974.
Skittles.
1970, some random British company that nobody knows created Skittles, but then just randomly it continued forward. Nobody knows who actually created it, except that it was a British company. I'm thinking,
Sure.
yeah, I'm
You know,
thinking
they
the
got-
Royal Crown.
They got smoothie flavored
thinking-
ones, Charles.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Prince Andrew hooked up with somebody at that Skittles company, and something crazy happened, and Prince Andrew had everyone taken out.
That's why there's no more Skittles.
It's
Like,
they
it's
don't know?
1974. It's not like we're trying to figure out who
They
named
axed
Earth
him?
Earth here. Yeah, damn it! We're watching videos from World War II that you're putting color in, and people are like, "Holy shit! Look at that bird. We thought it was dead." Right? You can't
That was
tell
a
me who
plane?
made Skittles in 1974. You're crazy.
Wild shit.
Really? I want to Google it now. Now I'm
Go
curious.
ahead. Yeah,
rabbit hole.
absolutely. It was on one of my Bing tandems. The top 10 candy in America. And I'm
Top
like,
10
oh,
candies.
Can't even say where it came from.
I
No.
love, yeah.
Well, there's
some
it
British
tells you where it
company,
came from. It doesn't tell you what
an
company.
unknown British
Yeah.
company, an unknown British company. I'm like, you got to be shitting me.
Yeah, that's
that's
all you get. You get one little deet. That's it.
You
Dig
know,
your feet in on that one. If you can find the answer to that, was anybody, Charles and I we'll send you a T-shirt, an autograph hat, whatever.
how
We
is it
want
even
this
just
answer.
okay too? Like, it's just so. My basic thought then is that you can't own a patent to the Skittle, right? If the creator's just unknown, you can't just own the patent to the Skittle then, right?
I
That's
doubt
got to
they
be
do.
public domain. The only
But
way for
here's
it to,
you got
that
as far as the
candy.
Mars Inc., right?
Yeah.
Mars Inc., the
yeah,
Wrigley Company, a division of Mars.
So they
'Cause
just
Mars,
yeah, it was like 1979 when it started hitting America, and
see the company produces it, obviously, but who is the creator and who has the creative rights, basically, is what Charles is saying. Where's the patent?
right. How do you get that patent? How do you own it?
yeah,
Or does Candy even have one? Because there's knockoffs of pretty much everything.
yeah.
Skittles is pretty specific though. You don't find knockoffs of Skittles. I mean,
We'll
arguably,
get Crown
they're-
Royal and booze flavored ones, and then they can't copy us. We'll get
Right.
adult Skittles. There you go.
I soak gummy bears and like gummy lifesavers in vodka.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, sneak those into the concerts. No, I swear it's just candy. Fucked up
There's
candy.
no you get a resealable like
Just
ever
don't open it.
tools
Just don't
where you
open it.
can seal your bag,
Yeah.
load them back up, and seal it. They'll never know.
Oh man. Yeah, it's just a crazy world we're living in.
Oh yeah.
It's just an absolute crazy world we're living in.
Dudes sending their dicks to us, freaking women
We don't know
judging
who made
guys for
Skittles.
dancing around on bar stools, can't figure out who the fuck made Skittles. This whole world's going to hell, Charles.
I just every time I open up the internet, it's something new.
Chaos.
This time, fucking Skittles. Skittles are my favorite. Now it's concerning, right?
Oh, speaking of opening up the news, that just like, popped into my
Yeah.
head. So the other day, so I've been in Indiana visiting some friends,
Yeah.
and I have a place getting ready in Florida, and so it's just not ready. They haven't got it all cleared out and everything from their previous tenant, and so I opened up Google the other day, and they're like missing girl from Indiana found, and so I just like, clicked on it. And I'm like, oh man, what happened? It got me. So as I'm reading from it, the 3 people that like kidnapped her were from my hometown in South Dakota.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it was
And you
like,
knew it? Did you know any of them or
no, but people from my hometown messaged me and they're like, "What grade did you move into town?" And I was like, "We moved into town between 5th and 6th grade." And they're like, 2 years previously, this family lived out here, and like people had a lot of problems, and they were like very odd and stuff and problematic, and so it was crazy. So I posted the link at home, and all these people were like, I know these people, like, holy crap. There was this 11-year-old girl that met them on like a game or on Snapchat. It's kind of
The World of Warcraft.
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
And
he met her on World of Warcraft.
Was that what it was?
Yeah,
And
I
then she
just
told him to
heard
come get her?
about this too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Yes.
these 3 adults, she was 11. The youngest one of the 3 people was 23, I believe, and then 27 and like 41. And these
Yeah.
3 people came and picked her up.
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah. Super wild. And so just reading that and then reading it was people from like hometown that kidnapped her, and I was like, holy crap, that's insane.
Yeah.
I
We
guess
grew up in
I
a
guess we're
town
pretty
that
lucky
small.
with our hometown. We had that one guy who would pick up trash for free. You remember Chippy?
Yeah. Houghton?
Yeah,
Chippy Houghton?
Chippy Houghton. Yeah.
That's his
Yeah.
name. I think he's gone. I think he's long gone. But
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he had a heart attack. Yeah, he ended up getting a wife and was
Oh,
doing the business and had a heart attack. Straight up.
Oh.
Yeah. Lots
mean-
of trash didn't get picked up. the
It's
next
one way to
couple of weeks.
go.
can't say it's
One
a
way to
bad
go.
way. Like that's probably
Yeah.
not a bad way to go, honestly.
Well, I think the more concerning thing about the story was the amount of people who just didn't know who was taking their trash and continued to leave it out, like it would get picked up.
yeah.
I was like, nah, man, that dude died. Like, where the hell? We got 1,500 people in this motherfucker come wintertime. You don't know the guy picking up your trash?
The one guy doing it.
It's not like he's getting paid to do it. You could hear
Just
the
walking
van
around
from
with
a
that
mile
stick,
away.
Oh my
stick with the
God.
nail
Damn.
on it, just poking shit all day long.
Yeah, it was nuts. He was big.
Ew.
And you remember
Yeah,
how
he
big
was. He was a
Yeah,
400-pound guy.
he was
Yeah.
big dude.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Don't
I
know
don't
how
know how many
he could
times
fit
he
in the
showered
van,
in his
but
life, but yeah, he was a big dude.
yeah, they ended up
Big
like
son of a
bulldozing the
gun.
house and everything. It was
Yeah.
like, we ain't going in and cleaning that motherfucker. They straight
Fuck
bulldozed it.
no. Stinks
Yeah.
like Ritz. He was a big one. I used to work at the grocery store, and I remember him coming in. We thought he was buying shit for his cats. He was a big one for buying raw hamburger and crackers. That was his thing.
Oh, he
Yeah.
was into the tiger's meat kind of thing.
The
Yeah,
Tigers meat.
sex kills him.
They call it
Crazy.
something different in Wisconsin. It's like ground sirloin and crackers. What the fuck is it called?
Where you just
Oh,
season the raw
Yeah.
meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still shocked that an F load of people buy.
Ew. That's
Fruitcake.
unsettling.
I'm telling you, there'll be 500 fruitcake out on this pallet, and when the wife and I get back to the store,
Nothing.
2 weeks
Yeah, they
later,
probably
there's
fucking
like
moved him
50
into the
of them left.
garbage.
What the hell?
They probably poison the freaking wild animals with them.
Yeah,
That's fucking disgusting.
That's all they're good
Either
for.
way.
it's squishy. It's got fruit in it, but it's
Yeah,
not
disgusting fruit.
refrigerated.
No, it's hard though. It's not super soft. It's kind of
Oh, I poked the shit out of it. It's squishy.
those little. You're
Sometimes when
talking, you're talking about the loaves that they're pre-made. I'm talking about the ones that grandma made. Those ones are fucking hard as rock.
Oh yeah, no, trust me, because when I get curious, I turn right into a 6-year-old boy. What's this?
What's this?
Can I poke my finger through it?
Yep.
I just flip it around and turn around. I'm an adult. No one's gonna think it was me. Not a fucking
Yeah.
person's gonna think it was me.
You're the person that also did you
Look at
also
this
try the
beard. Do you think
grapes
this
too?
beard goes around fucking poking?
No, you're
balls?
stuffing shit in there while you're going through the grocery store, right?
You gotta be looking
Like,
for a kid or
Ever
something.
see where people like hide the little mini bottle shooters in their beards and then put the rubber bands with them?
Yeah. This is heavenly though. I just comb it. I comb it and I use good product. I say that it's whatever my wife's got in the shower though. I told her straight up. I said, "You're not going through it faster. I'm just using it with you now."
You're telling me, okay, let me get this straight. You're telling me there's kleptomaniacs out there that fucking walk around and they carry a rubber band in their fucking pocket. They walk in, they grab some of the shooters by the grocery store and the little bins, and then they tie them up and then they fucking just walk out.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Oh.
People use it to steal, but I think I've seen people like sneak it into concerts like that.
When I was a kid, the
That
group
too.
of us used to steal Pokemon cards. What we would do, we would go to the local store and one of us would buy 10 packs and then walk out and give the bag and receipt to somebody else. And then that person would walk into the store, grab 10 packs, put it in the bag, and then go into the back of the store and open them up. And when anyone's like, "Yo, what's up?" I was like, "Yo, I was just in here. I bought 10 fucking cards. Go ask that lady up there." And then that lady would go ask, and, "Oh, I thought I saw you." Yeah, sure enough. Yeah, we would get fucking loaded. It took them months to catch on.
Because we're assholes.
Yeah.
Naughty.
This mine up here, golden. Look at
fucking steel trap up there.
There's another flash of light. Yeah, there's stories for days up here.
Love it.
It's been absolutely fantastic chit-chatting with you, Shai. This has been great. I'd like to we would all love to give you a moment to just hype yourself up, tell people where to find you, where they can see you next. As long as you ain't got any like Hallmark stalkers out there that could be following. Don't try to pinpoint that GPS too good.
If they show up,
I'll
drop an elbow.
The thought crossed my mind when this interview first mentioned to ask the question, what's it like walking through life knowing you could beat up almost every person you walk across? Like dudes specifically, that's got to be a lot of fun. I wasn't sure how to ask it, but I'm going to give you the floor.
It's good for you.
I get a lot of like challenges, mostly from men. But women don't like. The only
arm wrestle?
I've ever had women scared of me were the women that like my husband cheated on me with, and he was like, you're just scary, and I'm like, No, I'm not, because nobody else finds me scary. Like I'm just an average everyday person. But most,
You got to be pretty retarded to cheat, anyways. Like that, you've got to just be stupid. But
yeah,
to
I
cheat on
mean,
an MMA fighter, you got to be in a whole new world of stupid. Go on.
the one I caught him with. This is totally off topic, but
Yeah.
I did throw some threats out there. I was like, I know where you live. I know where you take your kids to school. I know where you work. I'm gonna catch you by yourself, and when I do, I hope you don't like your teeth. And she went to Minnesota for a month.
Oh, you can catch these hands? Yeah.
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 I don't know if you're hungry, but I hope you packed a lunch because you're going to
Yeah.
be when you wake up.
Yeah. I always get weird challenges from men that are like, I bet I could beat you up. And I'm like, you can take pride in beating up a girl. Like,
That's their way of flirting.
yeah.
Seriously.
I don't even know. I've had a lot of like serious challenges where they'd be like, I would come in and spar you and beat your ass. And I'm like, oh,
It's
like,
never crossed my mind to want to again, though. I guess this falls into that whole psychology thing where a duck only sees a duck and a pig only sees a pig and love only
Right.
sees love. I would never, I'm not a pussy, so I never in my life think, you know what? Yeah, let's go challenge that chick. Yeah, yeah, go do it. Go do it.
just hype yourself up over it. Oh yeah. No.
What do we call them people?
Honestly.
Carls or Chads or
Chads.
Chads, yeah.
Chads for
Yeah,
sure.
Chad, you got this, man.
Chads and Karen, Chads and Karens. Karen's fighting Chads. Chad's trying to fight Karens.
Jesus Christ, man.
Chad's trying to knock out Karen's. Karen's kicking Chad's ass. Yeah.
People
Karen.
watch too much shit on the internet, right? Like you used to be like,
Oh.
hey, that shit in Hollywood isn't real. Like you really got to load guns often, and the explosions aren't actually like that. You can't jump out of a window and slide on a power line with a sock. That was normal. Now you have classes in college trying to deter you away from
Don't
recognizing or not recognizing the truth.
Don't eat don't eat the Tide Pod.
Yeah.
Disclaimer: don't eat the Tide Pod. Don't.
And then
Don't
Tide
put
got
chlorine in your
sued for
mouth.
that too. Like
live in
Tide,
a
yeah.
weird time. Or did you ever watch the one about the girl that did her hair with the Gorilla Glue and
Oh,
wanted to
yeah.
get a lawsuit because she couldn't get the Gorilla Glue out of her
No.
hair?
I painted my hair in high school, and guess what? Had to deal with it for a minute
I think
because
we
I'm an
all
idiot.
used to like cut our hair too, like with the school scissors, just like.
Hell, I had somebody pierce my ear in the bathroom.
I used to always cut like the front square out of my bangs when I was younger. I'd have a square right here because I'd always
Fuck
cut my hair.
Oh yeah, I had a little goatee. I had some ice, and I had highlights.
Oh yeah.
That
Oh,
high
yeah.
school that high school photo is
Did
raw.
Was
that.
it
We
like
all drew
the
dicks in the back
Ice
of our
Like
notebook.
Justin Timberlake, the ice. Is that who did that? Or like Backstreet Boys did
Yeah,
that?
yeah, it must
Somebody
have
did
been.
that. Yeah, it was one
I
of them.
couldn't for the life of me tell you though. Maybe it was just, I don't know.
He's having flashbacks. He's I know exactly who she's talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I'm trying to
There's
figure out why
always
I
one
did
kid
that.
back
Like
in
why
school
I,
you remember
why
doing
I-
that stupid shit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure. I honestly, like when I fake painted my hair, I liked it so much. I think that's why I ended up going with the highlights. I was like, God damn it, I look
Like it.
different.
I don't even want to talk about it, Charles. I went through a Ricky Martin stage, then I found out that he like guys, and I was like, oh man.
Hey,
I was
man,
like-
I owned the big pair.
that was before all that shit, because you got made fun of in school for looking like a guy that literally was trying to look like he was looking for other guys, and you're like 16. Yeah, it wasn't a good look.
In the 5th grade.
Having
I
the-
sold my classmates' phone books, and the phone book numbers were of the other classmates. I just went and asked everyone for their phone number,
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
it down.
He was doxing everybody before.
Yeah,
It
yeah. I was selling
popular.
them. I was selling them. Got in trouble for that too. They always be trying to keep the fucking man down. That's all I'm saying.
You do what you gotta do.
Hustlers
you know?
be hustling all the
That's
time.
right. That's right.
We did lay a foundation for you to toot your own horn, though. I think we side quested away from that just a little bit.
We do
so.
this often.
Just a little- All my social medias are pretty much about the same: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. I post pretty much all relatively the same stuff. Snapchat's more my day-to-day life, but otherwise, being down in Florida, we're gonna get a debut set up for my first bare knuckle match. So once I get that set up, I keep everybody updated and posted on things, and then once it comes down to it, nothing that I fight anymore. It's all going to be pro. And so I can't live stream it anymore, but
Right.
there's a bare knuckle app. And so
Okay.
I think it's $5 to $7 a month, maybe. So it's not expensive at all. So everybody can keep up on watch on that. And I highly encourage everybody to start watching now, because the people that are in the bare knuckle game right now are pretty much like the people laying the foundation for bare knuckle.
Yeah.
It's relatively new. Super exciting though. Like the dynamic is there. It's very small groups of people, but man, they're bringing in a lot of talent and a lot of people that are just real and raw and get in there and just kick ass.
All right. It sounds fantastic. It sounds like we want to extend a reoccurring invitation to you as well. Once you get a few fights under your belt, or even a couple, we would love to get you back on to hear about the experience, how things are going.
Yeah.
Any conversation about random nothingness that lasts 55 minutes is one worth having again.
Absolutely.
Especially in the podcast world. Whereabouts around General in Florida or Tampa? How
Yep.
close to that is like Port San Lucie? I think.
Let's look real quick.
I think that's on the east side of Florida.
Yeah, that's on the other side because
It's on the other
Tampa's
side.
on the
isn't it?
west.
Tampa's on
Yeah.
the west. Yeah, I forget. The United States is so big. You end up
Orlando
east
and Tampa are
west,
like
and then you
55
find
minutes
yourself
away
in
from
the
each
wrong
other.
colors.
So.
You're in a bad
I'm
spot.
thinking it's probably an hour and a half.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's not even. So that's probably like maybe 2 hours from Tampa. It's just straight across and then down.
I've got some correctional officer friends that reside in the Port San Lucie area. So I was gonna send the information over to them, try and get a little group going for you, see what happens.
So is the entire state sanctioned for bare knuckles, or is it just certain cities?
I believe it's state.
Okay.
Because
That
they
would
have
make
to go to the
sense.
fight commission per state. I know that they just got sanctioned in Utah. I think Utah was the latest one that they actually got sanctioned.
That's crazy. The Mormons are on board with bare knuckle
Mormons
fucking
are on
fighting,
board.
but yet
They
they
just
say
held it-
I think they
say,
still
"Fuck
have
you to
that law
porn."
where like once a year you beat your wife with a stick.
I
don't get- Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
fucking know, but I know that they're against porn. They've banned pornography, but yet they let you beat the shit out of each other.
That's why you got I bet a bunch of them people sending you that
it's
shit's from
anger.
Utah.
Yeah,
I bet it's from
well,
Utah.
a bunch of wank.
Yeah.
They can't wank off, so they're going out there trying. They got to beat
I just
something.
think to myself,
Gotta
I'm
beat
like,
the
dude,
piss
I
out of
tattooed
something.
girl that my mom would never let me have.
Yeah,
Exactly, because they're the ones, right? Like they're like the Mormons, aren't they? The ones that like your family comes in and they got the bed sheet and like the whole family comes in and watches you procreate, like, have sex. Is that what they do? That's the Mormons. I could be wrong. I might be having one of those tism moments right now. I don't
No, they have
fucking know
multiple.
what's going on.
They have multiple wives. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Maybe.
I was in
Yeah.
basic training with a Mormon.
That's the
Church of Latter-day Saints is the Mormons, whatever.
But the Mormon, I don't think the Mormons have the multiple wives. That's the oh god, hold on.
TLC's got a show called The Sister Wives.
Yeah.
We're just plugging everything here. We're plugging Utah. We're plugging Mormons. We're plugging the Amish sex thing. We're plugging dicks on Snapchat. We got a whole thing just going on here.
Something brought my attention back to Idaho. I can't remember what it was.
Idaho's Mormons.
Polygamy.
Yeah.
Polygamy has multiple wives.
Aren't they? Don't they? Some of them are like.
Do mostly reside in Utah? I think.
I don't know.
That was the first
or
thing
Idaho.
I typed in
Charles,
who had
like-
multiple, and the first thing was wives.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The internet
fucking
doesn't let
dance
us
around
down.
it.
The internet
Google is
doesn't let us down.
curious.
Holy moly.
The internet is undefeated once again.
Absolutely.
All right. When we post this episode out, we'll make sure to grab all of your links and everywhere to find you. We'll also tag the bare knuckle boxing into this as well.
Oh, don't
right,
worry.
Pat?
I like to edit lots of videos, so I'll be
yeah.
sending them to you.
Dude's a god, I'm telling you.
Yeah, throw in a
It's-
couple throw in my knockout video for sure.
Yeah.
Did you have a YouTube link? I can do that pretty easy then, if that's the
I
case.
don't have YouTube, but I can send you the video directly.
Just send me if you just send me the video
that'll be
too, that
perfect.
works
He
as
just
well.
like knocked her out. I was like,
No. That'll be exciting.
I do something cool with it.
yeah. Hell yeah, I can send it to you.
For all of our for all of our listeners out there, all of our subscribers, our clickers, our likers, our commenters, we appreciate you so much. The world is such a crazy place, and the fact that you give us any lifetime at all is fantastic. Smile more. The world is a much better place.
And
with
if
you
you're
in
gonna
it.
add shy on the internet, don't send her dick pics and don't try to molest stools.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
It's a big ass.
2024.
I
It's
appreciate it.
2024,
ass,
and we're
but
still
don't do
we're
it.
still talking about dick pics. That's crazy. It's 2024.
You
It's
would
my
think-
dick in a box.
If they want to see dicks, they could go Pornhub. They don't
That's
need to go to
fine.
Snapchat. I'm telling you, it's a crazy world.
I think it's the thrill of it, because when you go on the screen, there's no back and forth with that, but there's
Or you can find that very same feeling
yeah,
by going to your local sports store and buying a fucking fishing pole,
this is
putting
true.
a bobber on the bitch, and throwing a worm out in the water.
Go fight the hobos down the street. It's exhilarating.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh man. You remember that dude who made a bunch of money on bum fights?
Yeah, he got sued and he's bankrupt. So that just explains a lot. But let's not go there. You can get that, dude. That's a bad road to go down. Bum fights got so many people.
Who knows what's
canceled, like,
happening in them tunnels in
bad.
Las Vegas?
that's right.
Who knows?
Yeah.
When
I'm saying.
when I went down and got married in Vegas that night, we were
Yeah.
walking the strip, and these two dudes got in a fight, and this girl got punched out of her shoes.
Oh man.
Her heels both went one different direction.
Fucking Vegas.
It
It's
was
one way to
wild.
have your legs freaking go flying.
550 million MMA fans. You're gonna get views anywhere.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I'm excited. It's called opportunity. It's everywhere.
All right. Until then, keep your name off Angie's list for directory for sex toys. And please don't add Shay. If she does, she might kick your ass. So
Yep.